Hi, everybody. Happy New Year. This is DJ, the Money Coach, coming to you from the 7 Spheres of Money system. On behalf of our family, we want to wish your family a safe and happy New Year. 2021 has been amazing. We are humbled by the generosity that you have shown us to allow us to come into your family and teach you how to become consumer debt free, increase your credit scores, open up businesses, and learn how to do the Pay Yourself First program. So we want to thank you and your family and wish everyone a happy and safe New Year's and bring 2022 in with peace, prosperity, and good health. And we love the fact that you allowed us to earn your trust through the 7 Spheres of Money program. We have been humbled with record-breaking year, record-breaking month, and we could not have done it without you investing in us and allowing us to show you in 20 years and working with 25,000 people how we can help you become consumer debt free, have an 800 credit score, and create a pom-pom lifestyle with a 6-figure income by applying the 4 dirty little words. Number 1 is discipline. Number 2, accountability. Number 3, plug into the 7 Spheres of Money system. And number 4, put the work in. So if you got into debt overnight, you can get out of debt overnight. But if it took you 5 to 10 years like it did me, it's going to take 5 to 10 years to get you out of debt. So we're going to walk you through. We're going to thank you. If you just bought our book, or if you actually invested in our executive membership program, or if you actually done major investments with us, we want to thank everybody from the bottom of our hearts and show you how much we appreciate your patronage and how much we appreciate you working with Melvin Hobson, our registered investment advisor of 18 years that we've worked together with, James Lane Jr., our CPA that we worked with for several years, our attorney, Lisa K. Shebar, who's been with us for 16 years, and also Nick Westbrooks, who's been with us from the beginning, who started just like you as a client of ours 3 years ago and now runs our whole complete operation. So we want to thank all of you from the bottom of our hearts. We want to wish you a happy and safe New Year's. And we want to bring you sincerely a pom-pom lifestyle foundation in 2022. And that's plenty of money and peace of mind. And we really want you to come join us on the Beaches of the World Club. And your beach may not be water and sand. It's wherever you find your tranquility and your peace of mind, and you can be 100% you without any debt and be not a second-rate citizen, but a first-class one through and through. I'm DJ, the Money Coach. We love you. God bless. Happy New Year.
All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Nick's Knowledge and Notions NQ Science Series, brought to you by the 7 Spheres of Money. Thank you for joining us. And before we get into the show, as always, like the video, share it, and subscribe to the 7 Spheres of Money YouTube channel and help us reach 1,000 subscribers so we can spread this message of financial freedom, the pom-pom lifestyle, and of course, this real talk. So you see me up here solo again tonight. Tonight I gave DJ the night off again. He's been working. Well, all of us been working really hard to help our people to achieve the pom-pom lifestyle. We've had a action-packed week with DJ meeting one-on-one with with new clients, existing clients. We've had a few master classes. So we have a lot of things going on. And if you want to know what those things are specifically, you need to get with us, because I'll just say there are benefits to membership. And like you probably heard DJ mention on this program quite a few times, we're all about that STEAM: science, technology, entrepreneurship, access to mentorship, and membership. So without further ado, go ahead and jump into tonight's show. So tonight I'm bringing on a good brother that I met a few months ago. He's a new author We're going to talk about his book tonight, and we're going to talk about his publishing company. But before that, he'll give you a little bit of background about who he is and how, in his journey to becoming a published author and owning a publishing company. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to the good brother, Mr. Jeren R. Hall. What's going on, Jeren?
How you doing, brother? Thank you for bringing me and giving this opportunity to speak with you today.
Absolutely. I told myself, if I read your book and I really liked it, I had to bring you on to promote it.
Thank you, brother.
And and I thoroughly enjoyed this book. So I'll start off, just talking about how I discovered this book, discovered you. So shout outs to Geneva's Market in Higher Heights.
Yes.
They hosted an amazing event back in July, I think it was. It was your book signing.
Yes.
I'm on the email list. I was going through my emails, and what really stood out to me was the title of this book. The title of this book, and there was a picture of the cover on there. That really stood out to me too. And when we talk about the book, I have you break down the title like you did at the book signing. But yeah, I saw that. I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely have to check this out. I got to get this book, read it, see what it's all about, and the author's going to be there too. So yeah, I need to get the book, get it autographed, all that good stuff. That's what I like to do. You see all these books behind me. I got a ton of books that are signed by authors. I like to take advantage of having that opportunity to meet the author and get that.
Yeah.
Get that signature, get that autograph. That's my thing right there. It doesn't matter, how big or how small the author is. I just have that appreciation for literature and for books and things of that nature.
I appreciate that. I got the opportunity to be on your show, brother. Thank you very much. It means a lot.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Quite welcome, man. The pleasure and the honor is all mine to have you on here. So the name of your book is The Quarantine Secret, right here. I got it right here. And like I said, we'll talk about the book in a few minutes, what it's all about. Well, not what it's all about, but just a little bit of what it's about, because we want you to go and get that book and then and read it for yourself.
Yes,
but
sir.
before we get into that, man, let's talk a little bit about you. Get to know you a little bit. Just give us a little bit of background about who you are, where you're from, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Once again, I always gotta repeat myself. Always gotta thank the person who brings me to their establishment. So Nick, thank you once again for inviting me, allowing me to speak on your platform, brother. Appreciate that very much. My name is Jeren Hall. Born and raised in New York, specifically Long Island. Both my parents raised me. I have two older sisters, two nephews, so very, very family oriented. I think Nick met like half my. You didn't meet my nephews, but you met my sisters and my parents. They were there at my first signing. And whatever's going on, we're always there. Guys support each other, and that's what I learned that from a little boy, that you got to be there for your family, from the good to the bad. So that's what I appreciate, what I learned from my parents. And more about myself, I just think I'm a hardworking guy. I do a lot of things trying to find financial freedom. Love going to the gym. 2020 kind of hurt me a little bit when they over here in New York, they shut everything down for like almost half the year. So believe it or not, I just started going back to the gym, working out this year since 2020 beginning. Yeah, but I'm very athletic, basketball, football. I do all the sports like that. But when it came to writing, I always was interesting of wordplay. When it came to music or like poetry or even certain books. My favorite author was Walter Dean Myers. He passed away quite a few years ago. But I think his first book I read was Slam, and he just took me to his words. Like I actually was there when I was reading it, and that's what I appreciate about with books, when I can actually go to where the author is where they're writing, and you see what they're talking about. And once I read his books, I just kept on reading history books, educational books, but something about the fictional books that depending on the author, if they could take you to another world, that's what's up for me, and that's something I wanted to try to do with my writing. When Instagram first started not too long ago, a lot of people were posting certain pictures, memes, and for some reason I was getting poetry. I was making up poetry lines and putting the poetry lines in the memes, and people were loving it. And that's pretty much how I started with the writing. And that's how a little ending about myself.
Okay, beautiful. Yes, Walter Dean Myers is definitely, I'm an English teacher, so Walter Dean Myers was definitely a favorite for my students, my male students, when I was working at a middle school for a brief period of time. But when it comes to literature and words that take you places, I think you definitely achieved that in the Quarantine Secret. Yeah, for sure. And it sounds like you're a Renaissance man too. Good with words and athletic. That's a nice combination there.
Yes, sir.
I played a little bit of basketball myself before I transitioned over to track full time. So I did that in high school, and had to get creative. During the quarantine when it came to the workouts, because everything shut down in New Jersey as well. So I was right here in this living room, clearing out the floor, because I go to Planet Fitness, so they started putting their workouts on online, their homework videos. Online. So I was in the living room getting it in while the weather was bad, and once the weather got nice, I started going outside and getting it in. But as soon as the gym opened up in August, I was like the first one there. Definitely missed it. So I feel you on that. For sure. So you kind of touched a little bit on what you were doing in 2020. I was getting ready to say last year, but I keep on forgetting it's 2022 now.
So fast.
Yeah. So you kind of touched on a little bit on what you were doing in 2020 prior to writing and publishing this book. So let's build on that a little bit more. So we know that you weren't working out. So once everything shut down, well, actually no, let's go before everything shut down. So what was life like? What were you doing before 2020? Because if I'm correct, this book and the publishing company was a product of the quarantine, if I remember that correctly.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So what was going on before that? What did you have going on before then?
So right before that, I believe I said earlier, I'm looking for ways. I'm looking for financial freedom. So I've been doing stocks for a little bit, saving up. One of the hustle jobs I do is DoorDash, right? So I make a certain amount. Let's say I would make $1,200 a week there. I will put $500 every single week to my stock account for I think it's before 2020. So like, let's say around 2019. So I've been doing that since then. And then I was finding out like with options, certain things like that with stocks, learning that how to save my money, put it in dividends, put into older companies. So I was learning more with that and working with DoorDash. Right when it hit, I think they shut us down in March for us. Yeah. And literally once they shut us down, I was still able to work as DoorDash wise, but something happened to my sister. She thought she had the COVID-19. And that pretty much gave me an eye opener. I didn't like. I decided not to work anything like that. I wanted to take care of her, make sure everything was good with her, and I set the basement up. This is before we knew anything. So I had like the plastic over the walls, over through the doors, pillows, making sure we're safe and she's safe at the same time. But we didn't know if she had it or not. She got tested, but I think at the time you had to do 7 days you get the test, or 14 days you get the results. This was before the rapid test.
Right.
So at that same time, in March, since I wasn't working anymore, I just said, why don't I just start writing? And just like you was holding up, this book, The Quarantine Secret, was originally supposed to be about a brother taking care of his sister, and it was going through the trials of the 14 days, right? But I didn't know how it was going to be with her, the real result. Last thing I want to know is something bad happened to her, and I'm still writing this book. So I changed that up, and as I'm changing that up, talking to my family about the characters, my parents always told me about ownership, and I didn't think anybody, publishing wise, was going to go with this, was going to support this book, because I get a little deep. I talk a little about certain things that certain people are not supposed to talk to, but you see in movies all the time. So I felt like if I could have my own, I could write it and how I want to write it. And so I decided to publish myself, Flippingpages, and did all that around at the March. So I wrote the book, started writing the book, tried to start the company. I finished the company in about 2.5 months, and then I finished my book in 3 months. So around May is when I finished my book.
Wow, that's a quick turnaround time. Yeah. So how are you able to do that? Write it and get it done in such a short time frame?
Well, the shutdown pretty much helped me a lot, since we weren't supposed to go anywhere at the time. I just woke up, had this blue book, wrote a bunch of notes. What should I write? What should I think about? I was trying to find out what was going on. Because this book has some fictional events, but a lot of things that actually happened. So I wanted to do a mixture of that. And with that book, the blue book I was using, I was just jotting down what should happen here, how should things develop there. So fortunately for myself, I didn't have any writer's block. I was just going off with it. Just kept on writing from when I woke up to I go to sleep, and my parents was with it, was supporting it. They were reading each chapter with me, loving it. It was a great experience, especially since it was my first book.
All right, yeah, that's amazing. All right, well, before we talk about the book, I'll just mention that just going back to what you were doing prior to writing the book and prior to the shutdown, with the finances, you're in the perfect place, because this is a financial platform.
Yeah, I see that. I see that.
Yeah. So we, of course, we get into other topics, but yeah, you're in good company. You're definitely good company. We're all about ownership. We're all about wealth building and financial freedom here.
Awesome.
So yeah, absolutely. So since you talked a little bit about the writing process, let's get into the book. Like I said, just a little bit, just to whet their appetite a little bit, get them interested. So why don't you give us an overview of what The Quarantine Secret is about? Okay.
Well, as you guys see, The Quarantine Secret, I'm trying to get that light out of there. It's pretty much, it's fictional / non-fictional stories, events of what happened during 2020. I made a handful of characters and wanted to give the reader different perspectives of how everybody was feeling during COVID-19 2020. Now, I even go further I go past 2020 as well. How I figured what the world would be after this all ended, and I even went to the past as well to talk about how certain events happened that a lot of conspiracy theorists would say cause COVID-19. So with a handful of characters that I have, one brother, he's working his way up to the corporate ladder with 5G tower, 5G towers, right? And then he has a little brother who's brilliant young brother, but he is blaming his brother as the cause of COVID-19 because there was a theory that the 5G towers was the reason why COVID-19 happened in Wuhan, China. So I work with things like that. That's one, two characters I made there. Another characters I made a older couple who at the time when in March they were saying the elderly and our babies were the main targets of COVID-19. So I talked about this couple in their 60s dealing with this, don't know the unknown, and trying to deal with COVID-19. I have a mother who's a nurse, and that's one thing that, especially now, shout out to everyone in the medical field, especially doctors and nurses who did everything they tried to help us, protect us, did everything they can, and then like you see what's going on with them now. They not even now, like during the force of mandatory vaccines, and some didn't want to, some did. It's just crazy that, you know, after everything they did, they were kind of like, okay, go back to work, you know, certain things like that. So I had to talk about the medical field, and I put some doctors and some nurses and made it a perspective of what people would see, what's going on in the medical field.
Yeah. And you also touched on even events that may not necessarily directly related to, you know, the pandemic, but, you know, you also dealt with police brutality in there too, yes. which was a major theme or major issue in 2020 as well. You know, so this story really held up a mirror to what America was going through.
Yes.
During that year. And
if I may, I'm sorry, brother. That's what this was the original, what the title front cover was supposed to be. So as you can see, I had the vaccine as the front cover, and then on the back, this was my original idea what I wanted it to be. Is the vaccine, you see 3 drops. So the first drop you will see is the actual COVID cells, right? That was the first thing that we heard what was going on, COVID-19. The second drop, as you can see, it's a camera letting you know it's the media. That was the next big thing that was going on. And we were listening to the media, seeing what was going on. That was our main information. And in the third drop, just like Nick was talking about, there's a brother getting arrested by 2 cops forcefully, police brutality. We lost so many of our brothers and sisters due to police brutality. I thought it would definitely make sense to talk about that, especially we lost a lot of them in 2020, and then George Floyd was a big one. That event happening around in May.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So during and after finishing this book, I thought this is designated as a work of fiction, but it still makes you say, I almost compared it to George Orwell, in 1984, right. Or one of those dystopian type of novels, futuristic dystopian type of novels where, it's a made up story, but I feel like this is the type of book that you can pick up 20, 30, 40, 50 years down the line, and you're like, whoa, this is prophetic. So that's what I see. That's what I see for this book. So I think everybody should definitely get this book. Definitely check it out. And I guarantee it's a page turner. I didn't even give the backstory of of when I started reading this.
Oh, yeah.
So I got the book in July, but as you can see, I have all these books back here, and I was, behind on my reading. I try to read things either in order or just based on what I'm interested in at the time. So I kind of put the Quarantine Secret on the back burner for a while until I finished some other books. So I ended up reading this book, I would say in November. I think maybe around mid-November, I started reading it. And this is around the time where the Omicron variant was just hitting the scene. So this is the time where, lines to get tested are wrapped around the block. People are standing in line, waiting in line for 2 hours. They're running out of tests. And I was actually reading this book while I was standing in line to get tested, because for my job, I have to get tested every week, submit my negative results every week, in order to, be approved to work on site. Right. So I was actually standing in line for 2 hours reading this book. I saw the lines. I'm like, you know what? I need to bring something to do. Let me start this book. So I'm standing in line. The irony of the situation. I'm standing in line. Omicron is going crazy. The testing is going crazy. The lines are long. And I literally read almost half the book. I read the first 100 pages just standing in line for 2 hours waiting to get tested. That's crazy. I'm sitting here like, man, ain't this some shit, man? I'm just all this is going on. I'm reading about it in here, and I'm like, man, I couldn't put it down. I'm standing outside too. It's cold. It's it's like today's temperature on that day when I was standing in line. And I'm just like, what? This is crazy. Until I'm looking up, I'm looking around. I'm like, yeah, this is spooky right now. So yeah, that's my backstory from when I started reading this book, man. Stand in line, get tested. 2 hours. Well, actually 2.5 hours. Man, it was crazy, but I mean, the book was that good. I read the whole time, didn't want to put it down, didn't want to close it up. When I was getting ready to go into the office to get swabbed, I didn't want to. I'm like, man, I gotta stop reading and go get swabbed. But yeah, man, this was a great book. So why don't you go ahead and tell people how they can get this? How can they get their copy of the Quarantine Secret?
With the Quarantine Secret, you can even go. It's already on Amazon.com. The Quarantine Secret. You go to my website, jerenhall.com, JERENHALL.com. Or if you want a signed copy, you can always message me on Instagram. It would be, my Instagram name is _Flippingpages _. So _ Flippingpages _ And you can just say, hey, I'm just looking for trying to get a copy from you. And they're very fast with the UPS, and I could give you a signed copy and you get it in less than 5 days, I believe.
Great. Yeah, so I actually put your link tree in the description there. So everything is in. Yeah, so yeah, you got the one-stop shop right there. Click on there. You got all of those links in there. So that's in the description. So go ahead and get that. Let's go to a commercial break, and then when we come back, we will talk about your publishing company, Flipping Pages.
Gotcha.
So we'll be right back with Nick's Knowledge and Notions. Stay tuned.
Everybody, this is DJ the Money Coach. You just saw me give you 5 secrets to accumulating wealth in wintertime. Secret number 1, only acquire real estate in the off season. I only acquire real estate from October to January for the past 20 years, and that has helped me create a strong six-figure income and a seven-figure net worth. And I can teach you how to do the same thing. I'm going to help you and guarantee you how to acquire a property in the next 30 days exclusively for the first 10 people only here on the Classy Climb. I'm going to get you a $15,000 property with a 12% rate of return in the next 30 days if you're wise enough to invest in yourself. Because if you want to achieve the pom-pom lifestyle, which is plenty of money and peace of mind, then you have to learn the secrets of the wealthy. And the first rule is make your money on the acquisition, not on the sale. I'm DJ the Money Coach. Come join us on the Beaches of the World Club for the first 10 people only, exclusively. I'll see you in the webinar.
All right. Welcome back to Nick's Knowledge and Notions NQ Science Series. Tonight we have Jeren R, author of The Quarantine Secret and the owner of Flippingpages, a publishing company. And that's what we're about to get into now. We're going to talk a little bit more about the publishing company. Jeren mentioned earlier or emphasized the importance of ownership and being able to control your narrative. So obviously that's one of the motivations for him self-publishing. But we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the ins and outs of publishing and what it takes to self-publish and what type of services he offers through his company. So we'll get into that. So Jeren, why don't you start off talking about the publishing experience, as far as writing the book was I guess that was half the battle, right? So getting the book written was half the battle, and then getting it printed and this cover art, this dope cover art, getting this done, that was another aspect of it. So I guess kind of walk us through the process of self-publishing and starting up your company, Flippingpages.
Okay, so when I try to start I guess the idea of the Flippingpages, how to start the program, I'm gonna tell you one thing, Nick. I was lost. All right, I was definitely confused. I didn't know what to do. Asking around, everyone's just looking at me like, just go to ask a company themselves. It's like I don't think that's how it works, but thank you, right? So I'm literally to the point that I was just gonna give up and just because I had 2-3 offers already. I finished the book, or I was halfway done, and 3 companies already asked me if they could publish for me. But I had a brother who just met through social media. That's one powerful thing. Even though a lot of negative things that happens in social media, a positive thing that for me, even though I live in New York, and my area is not a lot of people that look like me until I go to the gym and areas. When in my school, maybe 20% it was Black people. So Instagram especially, I saw a whole community of people that looked like me, who thought like me, and it just was a game changer. So I was talking to a brother who invited me to do a mentor program for his high school for his kids, and then I told him about my book, and then he literally showed me on Google what to do on how to sign up for a publishing company. It was just going through like government sites, and also he gave me YouTube links. Even though I always thought about YouTube, you always look at YouTube how to do stuff like that. I didn't think of YouTube at that point. I thought it was like a business, so make business moves. But he was literally showing me, go to this link. You want to sign up for this. Obviously, I don't remember it all right now of what the links were, but it was all just government sites. And then I also paid to have The Quarantine Secret, the title, be my title. No one can take it now. So certain things like that was just like a game changer for me. And then creating your own ISBN code. You could pay for that, or you could have your own code. They give you about 10 or 15, and you can use that for your paperback, for your ebook, and then not for audios, but for certain things like that. So that alone was a roller coaster ride. I think that was harder than actually writing itself. And not trying to discourage anybody, but there's some money you have to come up with. Not a lot, but there's I'll say roughly maybe 1,000, and I think it's way less than that. Just to start the company, because they do ask for quite a few things from you to start the company. And then one passage that I was going through, which was pretty hard during COVID, because they needed, once you start a business, you have to put your business out on news articles, I believe 2 to 4 times as a cycle. And I didn't know anything about that. So I'll have companies ask me about that, but now there's a process, because I'm sure you're familiar, Nick. Whenever you try to order something or anything during 2020, it wasn't coming the next day, right? So like things were coming in a long process. So believe it or not, instead of it being 4 weeks, at the end of almost 2021, that's when they finally gave me the email saying you're finally a company now. I was like, okay, well, thank you. That's all it takes. But so yeah, that process was really fun, but at the same time scary, because you don't know, anything could go wrong. So when I was going each process, I'm calling them. Did you guys get that? Oh, you don't need, oh, you got it? Okay, cool. So yeah, man, it was fun. YouTube, going to Google, game changers for me.
Okay, great. Right. So you broke down the meaning, or not the meaning, but what we see on the front and the back cover. So who actually designed this cover? Did you do the cover? Did you design the cover yourself, or
No.
Did you have someone else do?
So I actually it's not really a funny story, but it's funny to me now. But there's a site called Fiverr.
Oh yeah.
That was one of the ideas I was having. But a brother who was doing I guess a mentoring program for, he has his own company. You heard of Sean Blanchard? Yeah, have you heard of him at all?
Sounds familiar.
Okay. He's a best-selling author of his own book. How About That for a Crack Baby? Is talking about his life. It's very, very good book, and he caught my interest, and with his program, I was actually able to get this book. And when I was talking to the gentleman who was designing this, he was from the site called Fiverr. And when I got introduced to Fiverr, I just saw that they could do your covering, could do the editing, could do almost everything, even the audio. They could almost do everything for you. So that's the good thing with Fiverr. And we get into like that. So yeah, that's how I got it.
Okay. All right. Cool. Great. All right. So let's talk a little bit about some of the benefits. So you mentioned, being able to control the narrative, tell the story how you want to tell it. So what are some of the other benefits of self-publishing? And then we'll, also get into some of the challenges that come with self-publishing, or also the benefits of going through a publisher. So what are some of the benefits of self-publishing and additional benefits?
Okay. Like I said, the ability to be able to write whatever you want to write. For me, I didn't have nobody breathing down my neck saying, hey, this is due next month. You got to do it or you're fired or something like that. But I was pushing myself because I didn't know. I wanted my story to be told. I wanted the world to read it. So even though I didn't have nobody saying this is your due date, I gave myself a due date without no pressure. So I think that was easier for me to not have somebody calling you up or saying, hey, well, what's going on? What's your book like? This is almost done. Another thing that I like having my own company is having 100% of the money. There's no.
There you go.
I
gotta talk about that.
I think that's the main thing. That,
Yeah.
Right there. So that there's no one I'm going to and getting 20% or anything like that. It's 100% of my own money. Whenever I go and do anything like that.
Yeah, talk about those percentages. So, on the flip side, you go to a publisher. So how much? Well, how about so how much do these publishers use? So 20%, is that like a standard percentage or number?
Oh, no,
like what?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
So
What? Yeah. Talk about the numbers.
I know quite a few companies want 80% and they will give you 20%. That's majority of it, because if you think about it, and I guess later on you're going to ask me what is the good things of going with a company, which it works both ways, but they're giving you the idea. Like, are you familiar with Charmaine the God, the Breakfast Club?
Yeah,
So
I got his book behind me, actually.
Okay, so his first book, he was with a published company, and they actually had 90 cents of the dollar of what he that was the agreement. Ooh. But he made millions. Mm-hmm. But imagine what would have happened if he just did his own thing. He has millions of followers. Hey guys, come buy my book. That is 100% of what he's getting. Versus now he gets 10 cents of the dollar of that company, of the publishing company, now of what they're getting from him. So when I heard that, I don't like that. It don't sound right to me. I'm the one that wrote it. It's my baby. It's my creation. Who are you to me? And that's one thing to mention with Amazon. A lot of people who write on Amazon are self-publishers. They don't have a publishing company. They are just self-publishers putting their book on Amazon, which is a fantastic thing to do, and it's free. So that's one great thing. The problem with that, Nick, is, for example, let's say a book is $20 on Amazon. Amazon will take, I believe, $13. So leaves you with $7.
Wow,
that's crazy.
That's insane. Yeah.
So the fact, because they're Amazon, they'll give your name out there if they can do that. Like, you're not, because you know how many people are putting their books out there on Amazon.
I'm sure it's a ton of people.
Exactly. So when I saw that was no different from a publishing company. You're just doing the same exact thing. So that's why I make sure, if you're an author, I'm skipping through certain things, but if you're an author, get bulks of your own book so you can make 100% of what you've written. Yeah.
Give them the game. Give them the game. Yeah. So to me, it sounds like, being able to tell the story and control the narrative and have complete ownership and get 100% of those profits definitely outweighed, that roller coaster ride that you went on, and those challenges of trying to figure everything out on your own. Because I'm assuming that's the benefits of going through a publisher. You don't have to worry about all that. Yeah.
I completely forgot, because it's coming up soon. Taxes. Every single thing that requires of me even think about writing was a tax write-off. Me going to, I didn't go, let's say I went to a store to go eat and jot things down. That's a tax write-off. Me driving to certain places, me driving to Jersey for my book signing, me buying a hotel, Airbnb, me getting food that weekend. Everything that you're doing right in the writing process can be a tax write-off. And that is a beautiful thing, because you're spending the money anyway, but now you can deduct it from your spending.
Oh yeah. I mean, if my business partner DJ the Money Coach was here, he would love to hear that because he definitely advocates the tax write-off and doing it properly. Because some people don't, they don't
Right. Buy TV.
They don't do those the right way.
Right.
So yeah, he definitely advocates that. So, we at the Seven Spheres of Money, of course, DJ the Money Coach, he's the head coach, but we have a whole team. So we have accountants that specialize in that. So do you work with do you have an accountant that handles all of that, all the tax stuff and the write-offs? And
my father is a retired corrections officer, so he actually had a accountant from then, but since he retired, he was looking through other avenues. And as me being a business owner, me and the accountant kind of bumped heads. So I kind of went through other avenues, like sorry, I don't remember the name right now, but it's like do-it-yourself type thing online. TurboTax.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Certain things like that. But I'm open-minded for all other avenues because the more I can save, better for me, right?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Keeping more what you earn.
That's
That's what it's all about. Let's stay on finances a little bit. So, I'm assuming you'll still be, you're still into the stocks and all of that. So what are some of so you mentioned the stocks and the options, and of course you're a business owner and you're taking advantage of the tax write-off. So what are some of the, I guess, systems that you're putting in place to pretty much set yourself up for to build even more wealth and build that generational wealth from here on out?
I'm sure I'm gonna skip a lot of things because everything's going through my head right now. But during COVID, was a big opportunity for stocks, for people doing stocks, and a lot of people didn't know that. They were seeing a lot of stocks going down, and they were going crazy saying, "Jeren, hey man, I gotta sell my stuff. I gotta sell Nike. I gotta sell Starbucks." I'm just looking at them like, no, you want to buy more. And they're looking at me crazy like, what are you talking about? I'm like, bro, you want to buy more of the stocks. Just listen to me. None of them listen to me, Nick. But I listen to myself.
Yeah.
And 2020 was a blessing.
It was a blessing. Yeah, that's all that. Yep, that's all that needs to be said.
All right.
Yep.
So with that helped me out a lot. And one thing I just keep seeing a lot of brothers doing now, and I don't know if it's a risk for me, but I want to try the vending machine business. Okay. I just keep seeing things like that. And I just like finding ways to buy and owning my own things and then making money while I sleep,
Yeah. Passive income. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. That's that's great. And you a young brother too, on top of it. If you don't mind sharing your age, why don't you share your age and blow everybody's mind?
This next month I'll be turning 30.
Look at that, man.
Yeah.
Just under 30. Just under 30, got the publishing company going and setting himself up, for to build that wealth.
Yes,
man,
sir.
I love it. Yeah, so we're gonna wrap this up a little bit and jump back to the publishing company. So since you have this company set up, of course you publish this, the Quarantine Secret. I'm sure you'll have some future books coming. You plan on, yep, okay, you plan on coming out with some more books.
Yes, sir.
And are you working with other writers? If other writers want to get published, are you publishing other writers as well? What's the deal with that?
Well, the whole reason to, like, even though I said it 100% ownership, I was doing it for tax reasons as well, to do my own publishing company. I have helped other authors. Like I said, you gave them my link to social media, so that's free. If anybody has any questions, I have no problem just giving you out the game, just showing you how I did it. I've helped quite a few people with editing, creating their website. I've done that as well. JerenHole.com is I created that myself. What else do we can offer? Editing, even the book cover as well, because I could redirect you to. I'm just the third what's it called? The side guy helping you out, but right. I'd rather show you free how you can spend your own money on that avenue. You know what I mean? So I just want to inspire other people to either self-publish themselves or make their own publishing company as cheap as possible.
Okay, great. Yeah, so it kind of sounds like, you went through, the trials and the roller coaster ride, so other people won't have to go through that too. So
right.
You kind of share those resources with them so they don't have to go through what you went through. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, that's a blessing, giving it forward. So yeah, is there anything else you wanted to say about the company or about the book, before we get out of here?
Not that I can remember. I remember the last time I seen you, Nick. Someone asked me, was I writing a sequel, and I said I was. I haven't wrote anything yet on this book. But I actually thought of a different type of same book, but a little bit different. I know I left this book with a little eye opener. Had some questions. But
he did.
I think there's so many things to talk about now in 2021 that I didn't even mention, because obviously I wasn't there. We weren't there at the time. But so many things happen now that I definitely could talk about with a new book. And I have so many ideas of different books that I think you were there when I had like 5 different ideas going through my head right then and there when we were talking. But if I could talk to any future authors, one thing that destroys that doesn't make an author is procrastination. That kills a lot of people. That they always say, what if maybe tomorrow I'll do it another day. Try to avoid that. Always, if you have the idea, work on it now, and that's why 2020 was definitely a devastating year for us. But at the same time, it was supposed to be an eye-opener for certain people. A lot of people even lost their jobs, so they were home. And that kind of gave them an avenue to say, oh, what else can I do to make an income? Or what can I do to be more around my family? And what can I do to be better health-wise? That's the main thing I was trying to go with this book. Worry about your health first. And that could help you through this pandemic.
There were definitely quite a few gems in there, related to health. I definitely picked up on those for sure, man. But man, thank you again for coming on. Tell the people how they can reach you and how they can get your book one more time.
All right. So Instagram name _Flippingpages_ or Amazon.com. You can just type in The Quarantine Secret and you'll see my name, Jeren R, and you'll be able to get my book that way as well.
All right. There you have it. Go ahead and get The Quarantine Secret. It's out now. It's great. It's phenomenal. I promise you're going to love it. Jeren,
thank you once again, Nick, for this opportunity, brother.
Oh, man, the pleasure's all mine. And we look forward to the next book. Actually, you might have to wait a little bit more time because things are happening so quickly.
Yeah.
You might have to wait another year or two before you you might start writing and then, oh man, I gotta go back and erase that.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. But yeah, thanks for coming on. We look forward to the next project. And man, you can see yourself out. I'm going ahead to close out the show. Thanks again for coming through, brother.
Thank you.
All right. Talk to you next time.
All right, bro.
All right, everybody. So there you have it. Jeren R. Hall, author of The Quarantine Secret. Go ahead and get that. And as always, if you want to get in touch with DJ the Money Coach, get tapped into the system. We have the Back to Basics special running right now. The link is in the bio. Get the Back to Basics special, and you will get a copy of, speaking of books, you get a copy of DJ the Money Coach's book, The ABCs of Wealth, Common Sense Strategy to Achieve an American Dream. You also get a one-on-one consultation with DJ the Money Coach, and you will also get access to our next live masterclass, 5 Secrets of Wealth Masterclass. We just had a 5 Secrets to Wealth Masterclass this past Wednesday, this week, and it was fire. Ask anybody who was there. If anybody that was there wants to chime in the comments, let the people know that 5 Secrets to Wealth Masterclass was fire. So where DJ is showing people how to build wealth this winter. So you want to get in on that. And we have some great investment opportunities if you work with us and become a member. But can't tell you about those until you become a member. So if you want to get yourself right, set yourself up, get yourself in position to build wealth and live that pom-pom lifestyle, hit that link and sign up with us. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I want to thank my guest, Jeren Hall, once again for coming through and blessing the folks with some game on publishing and offering his services. Once again, go and get the book. And, shout outs to DJ the Money Coach. On behalf of DJ the Money Coach and the rest of the DJ the Money Coach team, I wish you a pom-pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money, peace of mind. And we want you to come join us on the beaches of the World Club. And your beach may not be next to sand or water, but your beach is where you find your tranquility, your peace of mind, and your personal freedom. So again, if you enjoy this conversation, like the video, share it with 5 people, and subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can get the notifications for when we, put out some more amazing conversations and amazing programs. And I will see you next week on Nick's Knowledge and Notions. Take care. Peace.
Hi, I'm Markel. I work as a long-term forecast analyst for Disney Streaming. I met Dale at Erica's Classic Climb Tour in Atlanta and signed up for his services. Prior to that, I'd done a lot of research on my own to try to improve my finances, and I made some progress, but I was really stagnant and just not sure what to do next. So I was a bit apprehensive about sharing all my financial information and then having a discussion about it. But Dale made me feel very comfortable. He wasn't judgmental, and it was just my starting point. He explained to me how to get rid of my student loans, my old student loans that I thought were just insurmountable. He helped me with strategies to reduce my expenses that don't make me feel like I'm sacrificing anything. And it's not the same information that you find like rehashed and repackaged for the internet. It's personalized advice. It considers your current situation, where you are, your goals, and your level of comfort. We put together a realistic plan of things that I can do immediately, things over the next few months, the next year, and then long term. I feel very optimistic and excited about my plan and that things are clear for me. And it also is motivating me to try to find more income to get to my goals even faster. Dale is very knowledgeable, very sharp. He was able to answer all of my questions, and anything that he felt like was out of his scope, he has like a network of people, professionals who are vetted that he uses himself and he can refer you to. I appreciate that he offers this service and like shares all of his real world knowledge and experience he's gained over many years in the business. I think that that's very valuable and not so easy to find. Dale is very passionate about what he does, and I highly recommend working with him if you want to take your personal finance.
What's going on, everyone? My name is Tajir. I'm a young professional from New York. I just want to give a big shout out to DJ, the money coach. I had a consultation call with him, and it was amazing. I learned about so many things from insurance to buying real estate and getting leverage on transactions to tax loopholes, tax pitfalls, 401ks, IRAs, much, much, much more. If you're on the verge, if you want to advance your financial future and you're not sure what you do or where to go, I definitely recommend seeing DJ, the money coach.
Hello, my name is Crystal Jones, and I'm in the healthcare field. I would like to take the opportunity to thank Ericka Williams and DJ the Money Coach, along with his team, for providing valuable gems to help me get on a successful financial path. And yes, I am ready for that pom pom lifestyle. Have a good day.
So I just got off my consultation with DJ the Money Coach. The reason I decided to get up with DJ was because I saw him on a couple different platforms, and he seemed like he really knew what he was talking about, and some of the things he said resonated with me. And that was confirmed once I got on the phone with him. And about 45 minutes, he gave me enough gems, enough game to probably save me thousands and thousands of dollars, because I was leaving so much money on the table from tax advantages, business structure, so on and so forth. So if you're looking for somebody that has experience, if you're looking for somebody that actually can do what they say they can do, I would advise you to rock out with DJ the Money Coach. DJ, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for everything.
Hey there, my name is Unica Banks. I am 37 years of age and I am in the Raleigh area of North Carolina. I just had my complimentary coaching session with DJ the Money Coach, and I decided to rock out and move forward with him and the rest of his team because why not? And two, because I plan on being offensive instead of defensive about my finances and my legacy. I meet so many people in my line of work, and people always say, I wish I was younger. I wish I would have done better. I wish I would have known. And really, I'm tired of it. stop wishing better, start doing better, and move forward with somebody that has not only the knowledge, the skills, the talent, and the team to help you go where you want to go. I feel like I'll get more than my money's worth. If I can spend a few grand, several grand on a piece of luggage, I could spend a little bit to get a lot of it in the long run. So if you're thinking about doing better, stop thinking, start doing, and definitely get down with the pom-pom lifestyle. I'm not there, but I'm looking to be there soon. Bye.